Hello, my name is Masternjs, and today I have another play-by-play solo lane game for you. Recently, and two, I haven't been playing as much Smite recently just because I don't have all that much time. But in the games I have been playing, I've recently been finding myself in the solo lane a lot more than I find myself in jungle, which is unfortunate. I would certainly prefer to be in jungle than solo. But, solo is kind of the lane that I have more experience in. I think it's pretty close between solo and jungle, so I'm comfortable either way. Any of those other three roles, I actually don't feel the most confident in. That's just a matter of experience, really. Like, I don't play those roles too much. If the other guy isn't like specialized in it either, I think I'll have an okay time. But if I'm going against an ADC main and I'm playing ADC, I'm probably just sticking back and farming the whole game. I know where my strengths lie at. So in these solo lane games, I'm able to kind of do a little bit more. Unfortunately, these lanes are typically kind of a snooze fest, but there's a bit of nuance to it as well. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the short and long of it. We're going against this Sobek in here who has Aspect, which changes it up a little bit. Honestly, I don't know why you'd really go the Aspect. I think having the pluck back towards your team is going to be better. I suppose you can do the same thing by positioning, kind of like Hercules, where you push them through. But I'm not so sure. I'm not a big Sobek guy, so I do play Sobek in the support role, and actually I do enjoy him. I don't know about solo though. That seems like a little bit of a different beast. Yeah, but you guys for just a little bit longer here too. Today it snowed overnight, so usually, when I wake up before I got to go to work, I'll try and get a little jog in or something. But I'm not going out today. I've got to say it, I'm scared. It's cold out there. My lungs are going to be hurting. My ankles are going to be hurting. I'm good. We can stay in and watch some Smite gameplay in the warm comfort of my home. So yeah, that's about all I've got for you. Let's see what goes on in this one. Starting Sunder, there's no combat blink anymore. That way, if my jungler doesn't decide to help me, I can actually pull up here, auto that main guy down until he's at about 400 HP. Actually, I think it's... Oh... I'm not sure exactly how much it is to sunder him to death. It looks like it was about 300 or so. You just need to be careful, though. You feel confident because you have the sunder. Somebody could post up. It's actually happened to me before. They pull up and invade, last hit him, and you're very sad because you used your sunder on him and you didn't even get the buff. Sobek's going to be a little bit difficult to contest right off the start. Taking a look at what starter item he has. He's just going to have pretty good wave clear compared to me. Due to his starter choice. Here we're going to pick up his minis. I've actually got a little bit more time in this matchup because I outcleared him a little bit harder, so I'm going to go for both of them. In my previous game, I went beat stick first. I actually probably should have gone beat stick first this time as well. Now I'm a little bit clued in that he's using the aspect since he pushed it forward. Not the best because I didn't get the stun off on him. So now I'm just going to run back. I'm going to try and just let these come into my tower so I can preserve a little bit more of my HP. I'm not too worried about the gold diff. Looks like he cleared my minis. See if I can group these minions up. I guess his aspect allows him to group the minions up very easily. Now that I'm kind of noticing that one. And when you have that conduit gem, he's going to have an easy time clearing compared to me. But what's nice is when I walk past him, I don't have to worry about getting plucked back. So I'm a little bit more free in my movement. I'm able to get all of my abilities off on the creeps and him, which is a little bit nice. But he's kind of just out pressuring me with that gem.
Oh, hell yeah, boys.
This is looking a little bit bad. Looks like I canceled him out of his dash, actually. Pretty nice for me. He sunders me. Oh, do I live? Oh, that's unfortunate. It's alright, though. I'm literally reading the sundering art because I'm surprised that killed me. This item's overtuned. It gives you a lot of HP and a decent amount of power. They are nerfing it coming up, so I was just spamming that item. Except in the other game where I actually opted to go the beat stick. I think the beat stick feels nicer, actually. You're forgoing the health, which is not a stat to be dismissed, certainly. Health is very important. But the extra power and the anti-heal when you have it in a good matchup is actually very valuable. You shouldn't put your entire stock like on your build about just countering what the other solo laner is going to do, because it's going to be kind of like a crutch for you in lane where you're going to feel good about it. But when it comes down to the team fighting, you're actually going to not be very useful. Alright, I'm getting ganked here. I see my home bats coming, so I'm going to probably drop a Sunder here. Yep. See what we can do. My ult is up, so now we have some really good potential. Look for the Thanatos first, knock him down one by one. Low HP first, always. And then, can we do it? Oh, we get it. Double execute. Very nice. Good thing my jungler was there. I was a little bit too aggro, because if my jungler is there, in the early game especially, you should expect the enemy jungler to be matching them, kind of one-to-one for the most part. That is granted that they had the same start, where they did the same buffs at the beginning. It looks like they did off all the information I had. So I should have been a little bit more aware that my Humbats is coming up to the blue. I shouldn't anticipate that the Thanatos is missing a rotation. You know, I should expect him to be kind of matching my jungler.
Be careful, right?
A little bit short off getting my full item. Instead of waiting for the gold, I'm just going to buy a chalice and run to my blue, because I know my farm is up there for me. In this case, I'm forced to make a decision. Obviously, I'm not going to let a whole minion wave just go under my tower for free. So I'm going to try and have a little bit of recourse here by just killing that minion wave as fast as I can, and then hopping to my blue.
You got him warded on left, bats.
Oh, a little bit awkward, getting stunned by the buff. Thankfully, there's no punish there. That could have been easily stolen. And again, I'm losing minions to tower just a little bit. It's not entire, because I'm getting these archers cleared by myself, right? I'm getting the last hits on those. But I am losing all the gold off those melee minions, which is a bit unfortunate. This guy was yapping a lot. But, you know, I don't know if he's saying anything useful or not, to be honest. I didn't mute him, so that says something. Deal the damage, I group the minions, and now I can clear them. Try to wait for a good opportunity to cast. That was not a good opportunity to cast. In fact, I missed it.
Knock up in like 2 seconds. Nice, bro.
Looks like things are going good on the duo side. And we have Umoja ADC, I guess. Now, if you got it, right? If you can play something like that, I'm sure it's actually quite OP. I think this guy can play it since he didn't get exploited in the early game. That's a good sign. Alright, not too much for me to do here. I could be routing. He called for a gank middle lane, so I'm actually kind of tempted to walk this way. I'm always going to look at these stones. So I can do a half rotation and grab these stones, and if there's nothing, I can just walk back to lane without losing much. In fact, I gained some power, right? So I got 0.8 damage off the intelligence I gained from there. Not too sizable, but that strength will really start to scale. And then 2, nothing really popped off in mid for me to walk to, so I can just loop right back, and I didn't miss anything. If the Sobek like hyper cleared that wave, I could have, you know, lost a little bit of something. I have to run back to my tower to clear, and I lose some gold. Not the case here. I'm able to get my item, and what are we gonna go into second? Looking at what they're building here. He bought some anti-heal. You know what? That sounds like a good idea. I'm gonna get some anti-heal. Thanatos just popped up behind in mid. That's gonna be a little rough, but what am I gonna do? Maybe I could have teleported to mid. But I got a whole wave here. I'm chilling. Sobek is missing. He's been missing for a minute here. He did power clear that wave. Call it out. He was actually just on his blue. He's healing quite a bit off his 3. I'm not sure if it's the same as Smite 1, but, you know. It kind of cleaves. I'm going to make that half rotation again. See if I can pick up a stone. And then, even though I don't scale off intelligence at all, for every 5 intelligence I get, I do get 1 damage on my auto attacks, right? Which, you know, can make the difference. So that's not completely negligible. The strength is definitely, you know, the stat that's going to be good for me. If I was a hybrid scaler, that would be pretty goated, right? Picking up all of those. But I'm not a hybrid scaler. Kind of trolling my jungle right there. He was trying to back instantly. I missed the auto and I missed the pickup, so I'm, you know, a couple steps late to this. Able to clear that without too much difficulty, but I'm not able to contest this. No point in hitting the totem when it's that low. I'm going to opt to hit him, but it's just slippery. He's pushing me back every time I try and do something. It's a bit annoying. Gotta watch his positioning there, because he's looking like he wants to push me in. Kind of gambled on that one, that he wouldn't get the one-off in time. Did it just in time. Now my ult is down, so I probably should have held it until I had a more opportune moment. Because now I don't have that card in my pocket, right? And he doesn't have to play scared from it. He wouldn't be able to do that move if I still had my ult up, right? He would have to hold his dash forever. So I'm forcing him to hold one of his, you know, 3 regular abilities while I'm just holding my ult. Definitely a good trade for me because he's going to lose a lot of utility for holding that one. Versus me, I'm not losing anything by holding my ult. My Hoonbats is coming. I might not live to see him. Gonna get him in an opportune position. Maybe he can do something. But it looks like his kind of gets clapped too. His spamming at our sup, I don't get it. Guess it's saying nobody was in left, so he could have rotated over. We probably should have just played the gank a little bit better. You know, I think that's the the moral of the story there. So I shouldn't have been in such a poor position to begin with, that we have to, you know, really exert ourselves to even get it even.
Enemy missing middle. Retreat left lane.
Now I'm down on this guy off him, you know, getting those kills, which sucks. The thing is, too, is he hasn't really even built defense yet. He feels quite tanky, so that doesn't feel the best for us, but... You know, we're out here. We have the execute, of course, right? I'm always going to have like 15% more HP than him because of my execute. He does have a little bit of a heal. I shouldn't say a little bit. He has a quite substantial heal on his 3. I feel like he's leveling it as well. I'm not sure. Look at those rocks. I wanted to pick them up so bad. But instead, I'm going to bump down, try and get some kills, and then have the upside of a Gold Fury right after. That was a bit of intimidation too. I just pulled up and kind of hit him with my Warrior's Axe proc. Now this Bacchus actually is what we should be looking at. Gev had no shield there for either of us to get past that CC. Homebat's walked the wrong way. He's got the dirty bubble as well, so it's gonna... Oh! He got wrecked. Never mind.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Now we're gonna have to dive this since we all walked over here. If we're gonna go for this, we just need to dive. Now that's a dirty emoji ult right there. Sobek rotated over. I'm aware of this. I'm actually trying to call it out, but my mic is muted. That's a little bit embarrassing. Over here, we got Sobek on the backside, so it's 3 versus 5. Good odds for us if we act quickly. Poseidon ult hurt. Thanatos is in the air, comes right back down and gets our sub immediately. I'm going to 1v1 this guy. He couldn't handle the Sunder. I have Execute, so I feel really good fighting these tanks. But my team is a little bit low, so I got to be careful here too. Their damage is not inconsequential. But I think this is going to turn. Now I'm going to leave. Oh, well, I should have left a little bit more safely there. Now we got to watch out for the CERN just cleaning us all up. Right now, it's kind of one of those things where that CERN was able to clean me up. He looks a little bit too deep in, but he didn't dedicate too well. So that was a good move for him, is if he over-dedicates right there and tries to chase us out, he loses a lot of farm by spending that time trying to chase us and not getting us.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Right now I'm reading the fine print on these items. That is one thing too, in Smite 1 I definitely took the time to kind of read all of these items and stay updated on it. And I knew what was up, right? I had a good build path idea right off the rip. In Smite 2, though, I'm actually not as knowledgeable when it comes to items and stuff. So a lot of that is just kind of my background from Smite 1 that I'm, you know, I'm building similar to how I actually would build in Smite 1. I'm not sure if that's a misplay or no. All right, but here we go. Let's see if we can get this Thanatos. I got a Vendetta because he took my blue.
Oh, I see. There's a couple people here.
That was a really good Geb shield that helped me mitigate a lot of incoming damage. Gotta play safe because my HP is getting low.
On my way.
Got a little rough.
We got a Humbats here, so I'm looking for some recourse. A little bit bad. I was trying to kind of look like I was going for the side, which would have been the better play. But I kind of juked it out because I was worried that they were going to just dump on me. So instead I tried to get the tanky guy.
Nah, bro.
Your middle towers.
These enemies do have a fair bit of hard CC in their kits. Sobek can hard CC me 2 ways. Poseidon can hard CC me 2 ways as well with both of his knockups. I'm not sure if Vortex counts as a hard CC, so I'm not going to kind of include that one. Cernanos, I don't believe Cripple is a hard CC, so I'm not too worried about that one. But it's more of, you know, Cern's damage is going to be hitting me when... Nice. When I'm already CC'd typically, right? When I'm locked down is going to be auto-attacking me out. So having that extra protections off the hard CC will help in that case. And Bacchus has 2 hard CCs with his knockup and his stun, right? So I have a lot of chances to get that extra protections, which are going to make me substantially tankier. Unfortunately, I'm kind of losing a mega wave under my tower here. I'm going to cut my losses on it, though. By the time I run over there, it's going to be dead anyways. And I'm okay if my tower goes down, because that means in a case like this, those minions are going to stay alive, get pushed onto my side of the map, and I have a little bit of priority. So this way I can kind of float in the middle. If something pops off, I'm here to kind of help. But if nothing happens, I'm in a little bit of a quicker position to get to some farm. Now I'm ready to just dive this Thanatos and Poseidon.
Your right tower is under
Looks like we got the manpower for it. Humbats coming around, so instead we're just actually going to go for this Pyro. I did like the dive option. Hunbots is going to get into a little bit too much trouble. We're going to bump down and help him. This team fight isn't the worst thing in the world here, so we're going to try and help. We need to spread out. We're able to trade that out at least. I was not even in his ult, bro. I was so far, says the Hunbats. WTF. I don't know about you. I think you're getting executed every single time there, unless the other guy trolls. But now my tower is down, so I can just let these minions kind of push onto my side of the map and have an easy time about it. I'm not going to lose too much farm. As I say that, I'm going to come and power clear this wave. I'm a little bit behind in levels because I've been rotating out. These rotates haven't been the most productive, but overall our team is, you know, over double theirs in kills, and we've taken some objectives, right? We have that Gold Fury pressure, and we've dove them in mid, we've taken a left tower. So we're kind of ahead on all that stuff. I'm going to take some glorious rocks here.
This kid's on this. It's not worth right now, Agony.
I'm here to create the zone. Fear not.
One of these guys dies for sure.
A little bit early on the execute, but that's okay. I was anticipating them to burst him down just a little bit more, you know, quickly. But it doesn't matter, we still get the kill anyways. And I'm actually autoing this thing for 100. Not too bad. Just gonna drop it because the Sobek has pretty good steal potential. The Kraken's right there as well. Now the Kraken is down though. I'm losing a fair amount of HP here. He tried to sunder me. Thankfully the shield actually ate that sunder for me, so that was nice. Could have put me into his execute range.
Okay. Your middle tower is under attack. An ally has been slain. Your right tower is under attack.
Hoping I can last hit this minion before the tower shoots him. Big creeps are worth a lot more. 100 gold right off the rip there. So it's important that you're looking for last hits on those.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I'm seeing a lot of farm here. I'd like to catch up a little bit.
Be careful there.
Good post, bro.
I'll attack right leg.
Calling out that I'm not there with him. I've been fighting a bit too much, so I'd like to catch up a little bit instead.
Your middle tower is under attack. On my way. On my way.
I have a bit of potential here with my Humbats. I don't know about going all in on the Sobek though. I think I'd rather try and take their farm. They're on the left side of the map. Humbats is initiating that. Gets his ult right off the rip. I don't know if my Sunder definitely hit right there. Nice, and I'm able to find the execute. Good play by the Humbats is the one who definitely made that play happen. And so what's nice about Achilles is when you're in those dive situations, you know, that execute is just so clutch because you know that you don't need to fully kill them. You just need to get them low enough for you to quickly execute them, and then you can use that ability to get out of the tower. I'm sure you've seen many examples of that because most of my executes seem to be happening underneath their tower. And that's just, you know, being aggressive and aware of your damage potential. A little bit sloppy on the minion clearing there. But it works. I end up drawing the Thanatos over there, so we get a free Gold Fury. I've got a lot of protections built, so I might as well go for a Gladiator Shield to kind of round out the damage. I'm resisting the temptation of that minion wave there. And actually, Sobek did me a massive favor. He just pulled me right where I wanted to be. Unfortunate on my execute there. Kind of running for my life. Geb hit me with a clutch shield. I appreciate it. I'm going to double back here. Thankfully, the Thanatos isn't good enough to hit me with that. And then I cannot convert on the 1 HP side. That's okay. You know, we keep the mental strong. We're not able to siege the middle tower either, so it's, you know, mostly all for naught. But we dodged the Thanatos ult, so that felt pretty cool. We're always checking the enemy builds, seeing what's up. Thanatos is always going to have some healing, so build anti-heal against him. Sobek has some healing in the kit. Build anti-heal against him. Poseidon may be building lifesteal. Depends on his build, of course, whether he's putting in the Mancrofts, the Typhons, the Soul Gem, whatever, maybe even a Poly. You know, you got to be aware of that. So you look at his build to decide whether you need to build anti-heal against him or no. CERN is most likely having some sort of lifesteal as well, right? So you're potentially getting value out of all 4 of them. Build dependent, of course, but anti-heal is going to be always, you know, a pretty strong pickup in cases like this.
The enemy team has destroyed the pyramids.
And I was deep in philosophical thought there. Definitely not distracted. I realized my mic is muted. You could hear me speak there.
Your team has destroyed a middle enemy tower.
Ultimate is ready. Group up, group up.
I'm going to take an alternative angle here. If I can just 1-for-1 with the Sobek, that's not too bad. I'm going to take a lot of aggro here. Pridman saves the day, plus the Geb shield. I'm massive.
Good ag. Back up.
Geb doesn't like this, but I kind of like it, not going to lie. Our ADC just soloed their ADC. You love to see that. She's low, so she needs to retreat. But when she returns, we have a big advance here. MLG Pro bait by the Geb there, you know, bouldered in, jumped back out. That was crazy. And now they're getting routed. Kind of stole the kill with the Sunder there. It's alright, that's what we do here. Opening mid is always great. Gives you a lot of territory and a lot of freedom in the later stages of the game. And opening mid kind of allows you to transition the game from early to mid to late game quickly, because you're going to start having a lot more potential to do crazy groups where you can, you know, push up mid, run them out, and they have no safe place to return to. It also gives you a lot of priority in their jungle, because that territory is kind of open, right? They may control it because it's closer on their side of their map. They can retreat and return more quickly than you can, but you know, if they have no tower to run to and you're able to pressure them out, all of their jungle begins to become yours.
Get the dagger, somebody.
Now I could have taken the dagger, kind of wanted to, but it's definitely better that Unbatcher Yavocha gets it. Big reset. I could be taking the axe right there. Instead, though, I'm going to actually continue to build more protection, so I'll get a higher payoff later. Off the axe. Either way, it's okay. It's just that I wanted to complete my gladiator shield there, so I kind of opted to take that route. Building the Sundering Axe first may have been better, but it's not so unique in this case, where there's a lot of level 20s. I actually might just want to stack up on my protections first. Now, should I put my armor on soon? I'm actually not so sure. I like the damage and the speed. But there will come a time where, you know, situationally, the armor becomes a lot better. For me, though, we stay armorless. Dude, I don't know, Geb rolling around. Not that we were going to catch anybody to begin with. But Geb doing the big roll out there is, you know, kind of a signal for them to not walk that way.
What's up, Poseidon in the jungle?
It's good here. We can kind of send a main force down to the left tower while we have somebody lurking in the jungle there.
We can leave.
You guys want Telly right or what?
Yeah, it's a good play actually. Let's teleport.
Now I'm kind of looking at their left jungle here. We've got to help on bats.
That's trash.
We're here to help you, bro.
A lot of ults traded out there. I'm feeling good about this though. I'm gonna ult for distance. Bang! It hits. That guy got clapped. These additional shields are really helping. The Pridman's nice. Kind of regrouping here.
I feel okay to go in 4v5.
Geb shielding himself there is pretty good. He'll sustain longer tanking that tower. I get pushed through. I'm going to look for the Thanatos. Nice combination play between me and my jungler there.
Let's go.
Good Geb shield. Very good Geb shield. I'm going to stop this tanking, but I'm going to run through first. Not able to connect on that last auto attack. Sad.
Can't reach you that.
Geb really clutched up right there. Very good plays by our support. Nice too that the jungler's looking aggressive and I'm looking aggressive as well. We're able to kind of connect on that pinch on Thanatos. And we open up a lot of kills here, so we can probably get another Phoenix here.
T2 up, you gotta be careful with it.
And 2, actually, I say T2 is up, but it's T1. T1 just fell. But they have a lot of towers up, and their timers aren't that long. Better just to take these objectives and get the hell out.
Your middle tower.
They should just reset. We have jungle to farm on our way out. They probably have a fair bit of gold to spend. Deep in philosophical thought again. Perfect. Now we're back.
Your team has destroyed the pyramid.
Bit unfortunate that they just didn't kill that Thanatos. I think they should have taken that opportunity a bit more seriously.
Rupa, attack right lane.
I'm just calling for a massive siege on right. Might as well knock down the T2 tower. It's not too high of a goal. You know, it's pretty easy. And then if we knock down that T2 tower, we can see how things happen. If they don't send a lot of people there to defend, we might be able to just push it up. If they decide to take the Gold Fury, they'll split their defense, and we might be able to steamroll through. If they do send a lot of people over there to defend, we can just retreat, take the teleporter, and then we have Gold Fury pressure. So that's kind of a good idea. Whether or not, you know, we can make something like that coordinate and happen in 5v5 isn't, you know, too possible or too likely.
We might go Gold Fury.
Good, yeah. I was waiting for fire, but that's fine. They probably got some good gold here, though. The idea if we could hit fire at the same time, but...
Just shove right, maybe get a pick while they're on the Gold Fury.
Oh, look at that! Even me in the moment, I see it too. He's calling attack the fire giant. We might as well take this free objective real quick, push him out. Now we can run for that fire. They're gonna kill that Gold Fury pretty soon, but they're not gonna be able to get here that quickly.
Careful, let's just do this rip this quick.
I have Sunder.
Moonbats is over there defending it. I don't know, maybe he'll make something happen. It's just not the most intelligent play, but it looks like he's actually kind of mixing it up. He's wrecking him. He's still full HP and they ran off of it, so I guess he knew what he was talking about and I did not know what I was talking about.
We just take Gold Fury, I guess. That's fine.
Generally, I think if the other team had their heads up a little bit more, they would just kill the Moonbats for pulling up. And incur a loss on us, right? So, I'm going to kind of post up here. Little advanced encampment. Make sure nobody pops out of my zone. Ward kind of helps too, because I don't have to watch that other side of the zone, and my teammates will be privy to anything that shows up. Easy reset here. I have a lot of gold. And I did not put the armor on. See, this game should be coming to a head soon unless we troll out a little bit. Those Phoenixes are coming back up. They're not going to have the debuff though, since they respawned after we took the Gold Fury. That's okay though. We still have a Fire Giant buff. I think I called that I'm going to teleport over after I push these minions up.
Be right back. Help left lane.
It's okay too. I would rather our teammates back and delay our push rather than expedite the push when they're not properly prepared. Definitely spend that money because it increases your success rate, right? The timing doesn't matter as much, to be honest, right? We might lose out on a fire wave, but the fire wave isn't what's going to give us that siege as much as us being more powerful than them is going to give us that siege, right? So we're going to push that 10k gold lead, but the gold lead only matters if you go back and actually spend it, right? So we might be 10k up on these the stats up top, right? You can see we're at 90k and they're at 80k. But if we didn't spend it, it doesn't really matter, right? It's actually just a gold lead waiting to give itself back.
Probably just rip mid real quick.
My teammates didn't even need me. Geb's calling to go mid. I kind of like that. I usually enjoy taking the objectives first. Gives you a little bit of a layer of security.
Rip mid.
In this case, though, I don't think it's a must-do take either way. My execute is too slow. He died instantly. There we go. Looks like this is coming to a head. Could have taken it a step further and taken the right lane with all those minions, but it doesn't matter. We just win. Their 2 tanks are not going to defend this adequately. And there we go. GG. Feel like I had a decent amount of impact there. Rotated out a lot more in this game. I was kind of, helping out with the team fights versus where I just stayed in the lane on the other game. I'm about to sing ZZZZ. I don't know if that was a ZZZZ game, but to each their own. Let's take a look. Scoreboard looks pretty good for me. Taking a look at the stats. Damage numbers were respectable, actually lower than the enemy solo laner, but higher than their mid, their 07 mid. So, it looks like they had like 3 non-factors on their team. Their their ADC and their sup weren't doing too much. Their support was warding a lot though, so it's got that going for them. Very nice job, sir. But you look at our team, all of our KDs were pretty exceptional, actually. So it was just kind of a team diff, unfortunately. The Thanatos did what he could, but also it's, he wasn't doing anything too crazy either. He was the one that was actually cleaning up on the opportunities, not really making the opportunities happen. But I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you saw, how I'm playing Achilles. I'm definitely pretty good at Achilles. I'm not the best builder because items are changing daily, but I hope my thoughts are a little bit enlightening on the building aspect because these items are always going to change. So one item is not going to be your go-to forever, and you're going to have to let go of some of these items, right? I really loved building Gladiator Shield back in the day when it used to be like Phoenix Shield in Smite 1. I had to let go of that item for a second, right? Because it didn't fit what I wanted it to do anymore, but it came back to me, right? Glad Shield's pretty OP now, back in Smite 1 after the revert and all that stuff, or not the revert, the update to it. In Smite 2, it's quite a good item, right? So just kind of, have a little bit of a framework there for what you're going to be thinking about when you're building, what kind of items you need to fill slots, not necessarily what item is going to fill that slot, right? If that kind of makes sense. But anyways, I appreciate all of you guys watching. I appreciate the feedback. If you leave me a comment or something like that, I'll definitely read it, try and respond to you. And I appreciate, any sort of feedback or criticism you give. We're all out here doing our best. So I appreciate it. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Peace.